Who better than me? Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the channel and welcome back to the casual stream with your boy, Base the Kid. As always, please like and subscribe, share with a friend, colleague, relative, associate, enemy, any and all in between. It's appreciated. Yo, imagine. I just got back in the yard a couple minutes ago, so literally is why I'm a few minutes late. I get out the car and I'm putting my wing mirrors in, and then all of a sudden I just see this dirty scratch on my bonnet, just by the side of my bonnet. And when I say dirty, at first I was like, wait, that can't be real. And when I tell you it was long and deep in the paint, can't even buff it out. Like that's a respray job at best. So suffice to say, that's kind of thrown my energy off a little bit. I don't know when it happened, and that's the thing that kind of will piss me off more. It's like, okay, can I pinpoint it to being here? Can I pinpoint it to this moment? Did it just happen when I went to the corner shop right now? Was it when I was in Greenwich earlier? Was it from yesterday? Did it happen when the people came to pick up my car to do the front brake pads and the discs on Tuesday? No idea, because I haven't even seen my car since Tuesday. I haven't even seen my car till today. So highly annoying. But anyway, look, that's neither here nor there for now. We get past that, we move. Thank you to everyone who has jumped in the chat from early, people watching both on Twitch, people watching on YouTube. If you are on Twitch, please jump over to the YouTube so that you can hit that like and subscribe button if you haven't already. And for those of you who are on YouTube, salute to you. Let's get to those opening comments to start off with. Today can be a general chat. I mean, we're definitely going to talk about the TKO pricing. I think that's something that we obviously going to have to address. That wasn't here from earlier on. Let's see what we've got. Also, Dan the man, hardest working guy on Twitch in the building. He's the first one up today. I hear that. Philip doing his best KG impression. I hear you. Funny enough, I was literally just watching Expect Foolishness. I've only got the first half though. I haven't gone on to Patreon yet, so I'm going to check out the second part when I come off of here. Man like Danny Glover in the building from Fight Fan TV Live. If you guys ain't subscribed to Fight Fan, make sure you do. Some really good content. He needs to hurry up and get another Neutral Corner podcast out there though. I don't know what he's playing at. We need that long form content. A man like Star Fox WR45E in the building. 100%. Thank you very much for being here. Let's see what we got now. Seems like Turkey gave Dana them Indian labor contracts they used to build stadiums, and the only words Dana spoke after was perfect. I'm pretty sure Turkey just said, Dana, you do what you want to do. And yeah, we're definitely gonna discuss that 100%. And yes, as Dan's saying, so what we will say, because it's tomorrow, we say happy birthday to a man like Philip Answer, who all this time I thought guy was 16 turning 17. He's telling me no, he's turning 16 this year, so he's younger than I even thought he was. But yeah, don't worry, I'm gonna put him in the basis picks for tomorrow. Star Fox, and then Phillips, he's come back to Dan saying, yep, that's tomorrow, but thank you. Well, yeah, because Dan knows that there ain't going to be a stream tomorrow. These days, you'd be lucky if I even get basis picks done. Although I have committed to doing it right after I've come off here. Usually, I don't like to do two forms of content back to back, but I will do today. But I'm actually thinking I might just record the basis picks, and this I might even do like an actual video. I might just record it and then just save it and then just put it out tomorrow as content, rather than doing camera and background and cuts and all that stuff. I might just do it as almost like a live and then just put that out. I haven't decided. We'll see. Man says I'm early. Shout out to Untraceable in the building. Big ups to you. Much respect. We are casually live. Very true. Very true. What's this? You work for the bodies. I don't know what you body something. Let's see if there's a correction in the next. Oh, body snatcher. Oh, yeah. You work for the body. No. I did see the Monday Night Smoke episode. I saw it on Tuesday morning. I watched it and I heard all of that. Yeah, no, I don't work for Team Body Snatcher. I don't work for Dillian White. I'm not associated or affiliated with Dillian or Dean or anyone else from the team. Occasionally, I might talk to Magic, but other than that, I have no inside track. I just do my research. Which side gal keep the whip? Yeah, I knew that was coming. Untraceable, yeah, the undefeated are speculating. Yeah, I did see it. I watched it late. Shout out to Aaron. Said, "Yeah, I'm never parking by you." Yeah, well, I mean, they might take your car and mistake it for mine at this rate, because this is the second time on the other side of the vehicle someone did that to my back passenger door. Not as deep as this one, mind you, but yeah. And again, I know, and that time I know when it happened. I just don't know who did it. And I was at a shopping center. Um, Whereas this one, yeah, I almost want to take a picture and show you guys, because it's when I tell you it is deep, like really, really deep. Like I'm vexed. I ain't even I ain't even trying to think about that because then I won't concentrate. Um, Philip said probably Al Heyman got you. Al Heyman's got bigger problems to worry about than me right about now. Shout out to Veritas Ad Astra. Big ups to you. Thank you very much for being in attendance. Man like Don Gargan 78 in the building. Salute to you. Thank you very much for being here. Right, so then he said it's coming. The editor is stalling as he's in Vietnam on holiday. So Wi-Fi moving mad. Okay, so it should be ready for Sunday, Monday. Alright, so yeah, more neutral corner. Hey, it's Carme in the building. Shout out to Carme. Thank you very much for being in attendance. I know you probably got work shortly, or maybe you're just coming back. But Philip said apologies for lying about my age. Yeah, I don't know if you thought that would mean I would take you more seriously or something, but like you're Philip, man. You're 30 regardless whether it's 15, 16, 17 or any other age. Who's fighting this weekend? It's George Kambosos versus Jake Wiley in Australia. Tiara Brown is fighting Sky Nicholson. Nina Hughes is fighting Shanika Johnson. Tara Moana's on that card. Iman Kartiev's on that card. Also, Sebastian Fundora is fighting this weekend as well, which probably not many people knew. He's facing Chordell Booker, who I think got knocked out by Amor Williams about 2 years ago, if I'm remembering correctly. Yeah, so he's fighting for the unified WBO, WBC junior middleweight titles. Only a scorned woman will scratch your car. Huh. Well, maybe. Happy early birthday, Philip. I swear I have older creps than you. I definitely do. I definitely do. Staffers don't want to give the proper age. Philip's asking how old is man, just like 35 plus. Yeah, just keep it in that ballpark figure. Shout out to Christopher Anthony as well. I saw your comment. I did respond to the comment that you left on, what video was it? I think it might have been the previous live. Um, shout out to you. What do you rate Dillian as a boxer out of 10? Uh, I mean, look, full disclosure, Dillian is and will always be one of my favorite boxers of this current era until he retires, and even then, he'll sort of be a favorite in recess. But as a boxer, I would probably rate him a. Previously, I probably would have rated him about a 7 or an 8 for just everything in total. Now, maybe closer to about a 5 or a 6, but there's always an opportunity to go up in that. But in terms of as a boxer, so we're talking about skills and all of that stuff, punch resistance and whatnot. Yeah, it's like a 5, 6 until I see otherwise. And I think you would say that that's pretty fair, to be honest. Man, like Mother in the building, salute to you. Yo, a film that I think you might be interested in checking out, Muller. It's called Black Bag with Michael Fassbender and Kate Blanchett. Naomi Harris is in it as well, and that brother who was in that first what's that first season of what's that British the British period drama with all the black people acting like there was black people in the aristocratic days. Anyway, the guy from that Jean Rene, whatever his name is, yeah, a film called Black Bag. I think you might like that. Tank is keeping the lights on. Oh, that's at the PBC, yeah, 100%, just about. Um, uh, Shout out to Jubos Merker. What do you think, Roshanika or Hughes? You're gonna have to watch Basis Picks, man. The video will be out tomorrow. I'll give you the play and who I think wins then. What's this? What did you make of Thomas Carty fight base? His leg looked mash up, and the other fellas. I haven't even seen the fight. I heard that he mashed up his leg, that popped his knee or something, but I haven't seen the fight, so I can't even comment. I'm assuming it must have been on that UFC Fight Pass on the undercard to what's his name? What's that brother's name? The Callum Walsh guy. I think it must have. I'm assuming it was on the undercard to that, but I could be wrong. I haven't seen it. But yes, big up Dillian White if he is watching. Big up the body snatcher. I hope you get well soon because that finger looked horrid. Careful, it might have been Dill scratching up. He's a 4 for me. I mean, I can't argue. Until he shows more, I mean, I just gotta take that. But what's the salary thing they are talking about in TKO? Is it for boxers? Yeah. All right, so we're getting to that now. Shout out to iLuke, and so I'm just gonna go onto my phone because I've got it on my other on the phone. 1 second. Starfall says get a dash cam. The thing is, the dash cam doesn't even help me because the scratch is at the side of the vehicle. Dash cam's looking straight ahead. It's right on the side, like on the fender. So it wouldn't, someone could easily avoid not being seen. Hold on, so let me look for. I've got an image here somewhere for this, just so I can get the. Oh, it's not okay. It's not in that group. It must be in. Okay, right. So TKO fight purses. So for a 10 round bout by an unranked fighter, they get $20,000. Um, if that person is ranked by the company at number 5 to number 10, then they get $50,000 purse. If they're ranked by the company at number 3 or 4, it's $125,000 purse. If they're challenging for the company championship, now bear in mind, not a legit championship, but the company championship, they get $375,000. And if they are a defending champion, defending the championship, they get $750,000. So that's the price scale for the for all of the TKO boxers and like the fight purses are already on my list to watch. Okay, cool. Yeah, Black Bat. I mean, it's a bit of a slow burner, but it's a good watch. White is a 2.5 for me personally. Oh, I mean that's a bit sacrilegious, but where's Babbage? Feed him to react, Paul. Now Babbage is he probably won't stay at heavyweight now. He's probably gonna have to go down to back to Bridger, or he might have to go down to cruiserweight because I think his punch resistance gone from them big guys. Um, Christopher Anthony, yeah, the UFC thing, yeah. This, I mean, look, the thing is though, the TKO purses in terms of the unranked fighter things. That if it's someone that's just young, that's not that bad. And I say that because if you look at guys and girls in this country even that are on ticket only deals or whatever, some of them are only making like £500 to £1,000. I remember I was talking with Natasha Jonas. I think she said that her very first paycheck was like £1,000 purse, um, and that was just coming out of the Olympics and everything. So if you're, and that's one thing that some people have always said about the UFC, like they're just their everyday average guys, their average girls get paid more than boxers. But it's the problem is the higher up you go is where they're not seeing the value. Like they're only getting paid like 300,000, 400,000, 500,000. Whereas like boxers at that same level, the majority of them are all getting like a million to 3 million, and then some obviously getting 5, 9, 10. And if you're someone like Canelo, you're getting 45. So yeah, so that's where the disparity is. So on the lower end of the scale, if you're a guy that's like a no hoper, you're not really expecting to get to that level. The TKO thing is actually going to be pretty good for you. You can fight consistently, maybe 4 or 5 times a year, make 100 bags, reinvest it, do a part-time job on the side that can sort of help you with the other finances, and you can live quite nice. Put some money aside for like your medical bills, mortgage, and all that sort of stuff, and it might work out for you. But it's as you get up the ladder and you start being successful, where there's a much bigger disparity. That's kind of the way that I would look at it and say, yeah. Um, let's see what else they're saying in the comments just before we carry on with the TKO stuff. Adari Pennant, shout out. Are you Jamaican? I am indeed. Yep. Okay, Alukum, what is it about the Eubank that winds their opponents up like Liam Smith, Conor Benn, Irish Don post fight? The funny thing, they are not trying that hard. Yeah, because it's probably the almost like the nonchalance of them, just sort of very, yeah, they just kind of know how to say the right things to wind you up. Like they've got this air of I'm better than you about them, and I think that's what people don't like, especially when obviously you feel like, oh, I should have earned your respect by now, and they're like, no, You've not done it. Not you're not of the capacity to earn my respect. And they're like, who are you? Obviously, with the bends and stuff, that was just different. That's one of them ones. The Giza Carti fighting was over £400. What card was it on? Let me know that, and I'll go and check it maybe later. Do you think boxing will get bigger in America with Dana White? No, not particularly, but I think that he will get eyes on this TKO thing, because it's a league, in it. So you don't. I guess the one benefit of it, if you got to look, Americans, let's be real, for the most part, and I apologize to you, Kame, because I know you're in here, and I don't group you in with this, but they are very insular. They don't really care much about what's going on outside. So when you got too many different promotions to worry about, and there's a whole bunch of Eastern Europeans and like Caribbeans over here, and South Americans, all that sort of stuff, they ain't really interested. They just like to know one thing and one thing only. So if they can get this TKO league, and all the fighters they need to see are just in this one place, and there's a belt and there's a championship there, that's all they're really caring about. It's the same with like a lot of people that, for instance, watch wrestling. There's not a lot of people that are watching WWE that are then also watching TNA, AEW, New Japan Pro Wrestling, and what's it called? Boxing. What's it called? Boxing Pro Noah in Japan as well. And very rarely are you getting someone that's watching everything. Like they're watching the product they want to watch. So the TKO thing can work in that particular instance, in my opinion. But again, me not being from America, I don't know what the appetite is like for it. Again, so Kwame, if you in the chat, Christine, if you here and you're in the chat as well, or anyone else from over there, let me know how it's being received, and if you think it might be a success or it might be something bigger than what we're currently seeing. Star Fox saying only nobody's signing up to this. Well, yeah, they definitely will be nobodies at the start. I think that's the whole point. It's almost like a bit like watching some of these new Legend and Future Great shows on WWE or WWE Evolve, like these new guys that you don't really know, but now you're gonna see them come up through the ranks, just like the Ultimate Fighter reality show that they used to have. I'm assuming they're gonna try and promote it like that, and it's gonna be a more and a better, well executed version of what PBC was supposed to be. I can almost feel it that's the kind of route they're going down. This company championship is the ring belt. Apparently, no. Apparently, it won't be the ring belt. I think they may have their own TKO championship just in association with the ring. Because obviously there are ring belts that are given out to people that won't be within the promotion. So Turkey did say that it will be sort of separate from a lot of the other things, and there will still be the governing bodies and the ring belt and mandatories and all that sort of stuff. So I don't think it will actually be the ring belt moving forward. I think it will be a TKO championship. That would only work for up and coming fighters, not the AJ's, Furies. Yeah, exactly. I think they've admitted that this is about building a new set of fighters, a new generation. So it's got nothing to do with the guys who are here now. May as well rename it the Journeyman's Championship. I mean, maybe. Adari, I'm Jamaican too. Big up Jamaica, yeah? 100%. Big up Backyard. It was on that UFC card, the St. Paddy's night. Yeah, okay. So I thought as much. With Callum Walsh. I haven't watched it, but I might go check out the highlights. It's like NFL and NBA, the finals. They say they are the world champions, yet it's only American teams. Yeah, exactly, 100%. When there's leagues all over the world. But America is like that, very much insular. If it's not in America, it's not relevant. That is how it is perceived. Do you think UFC will be extinct? No, UFC will always be around, because UFC is while they haven't got any big breakout stars like they used to have, they're still very profitable. And from what I can remember, I'm pretty sure that UFC are looking at TKO are looking at putting UFC on Netflix. So they are not going anywhere anytime soon. And it's a very cost effective business model for them. Hence why they're going to try and do the same thing over for the TKO league for boxing, because they can manage the budgets, they can put things together, and they can make a nice tidy profit on top of it. So yeah, I don't see it going extinct at all. Does anyone actually enjoy watching Sky Nicholson fight? She's obviously good at tip tapping her way around the ring, but I just find it too boring to. Oh yeah, like I sold my stock in Sky Nicholson after her fourth fight. The first three, I was I thought, okay, I like what I'm seeing. And she had a little bit of mustard on the shots. She was dropping girls and everything, but then she would just never step on the gas. And it would annoy me that she wouldn't step on the gas and try and go for the finish. And then yeah, after the Tania, I watched the Tania Alvarez fight, and I found that one highly entertaining for probably the wrong reasons. But after that fight, I stopped. I was like, okay, I'm done. I'm done watching this girl. And then every time Ring IQ would have a segment of her in the videos, I'm like, stop talking about this girl. I'm tired of watching her. I don't want to see it. And then he's like, give her a chance. And then he finally admitted, oh, he don't like it as well, but he respects how effective it is. In the last few fights though, from the not even the Wildheart fight, because I didn't even think that was great, but from the Mahfoud fight, and then obviously Sky Nicholson, and there was another fight that she had, I thought, okay, do you know what, I kind of respect it a bit more what she's doing, even though I don't, she would be my regular tea break if I needed one. But as of late, I've actually enjoyed watching her fights a little bit more than I did before. Here's Karma. I feel like it's just going to be another hillbilly cult like UFC. Yeah, so I think maybe I'm looking along the right lines then. By the way, Karma, that picture I sent you, that was your twin though, right? Hopefully the TKO thing means more boxing to watch, but I don't know how many more years I can do the USA card times. I mean, yeah, I hear that, but look, if it's on the right platform, we just watch it on demand. Just watch it the morning after. Because if you think about it, no one in that TKO league right now is gonna be like a big name or someone that you have to watch. Maybe you get on board with them later down the line, but for right now, hey, you just watch that when you got some free time. You ain't got to dedicate your the early hours of the morning to them. You don't have to touch on this for too long because I know you don't like him, but thoughts on Tio not being trained by Eddie anymore? I mean, I don't know the situation behind it. I never really thought it would be something that would last that long anyway. But that just, if there's ever a time when I, give my predictions before basis picks, I'm very, now that there's no Eddie Reynoso there, I'm very certain that Arnold Barboza beats him and makes him look fairly average. Well, I think he's going to make him look bad anyway, but I think Arnold Barboza beats him because Tio can't handle that type of style, and no one he trains with is able to provide him with the way to beat that style and to try and come forward and be that pressure guy. So, yeah. This sounds like the WWE developmental shows. Yeah. And to be honest, a lot of those shows are entertaining. So I can see this being like TKO is going to be like the TKO fighter, or it'd be like the Ultimate Fighter, it'd be something like that, or like they might call it something like the Path to TKO, or or something like that, or going for the TKO. I can see them having something like that, and it's the reality show, obviously, like because they're gonna prioritize the knockouts and they'll have that knockout bonus and stuff. Because if any of you have ever watched, what's it called? Overtime, OTX boxing, overtime boxing. They had things like that. You had like the fight of the night got like a bonus purse. If it was a draw, you didn't. They kept the gloves on, and if it was a draw after 10 rounds, then you go for one more round to get a definitive winner because they didn't want any draws in it. I thought the OTX model was quite an inventive and creative thing. I'm pretty sure TKO will look to add and incorporate some kind of stuff like that in there as well. Star Fox, no wonder Turkey retracted as we are going to crush all promoter statement. TKO might actually be doing them a favor by building fighters up they can then poach. Yeah, possibly. Um, Turkey is only backtracking. If he had his way, he will do otherwise. Yeah, I mean, probably. UFC made over 400 million in profit in one. Oh, is that UFC 102, or are you talking about in like the last year or something? As an American, why should I care about Ben and Eubank Jr.? Both of those fighters have accomplished nothing. Are you asking me a serious question, or is that rhetorical? Um, if it's rhetorical, then I'll leave it there. Otherwise, just put another comment saying, "No, I want you to answer that," and then I'll answer it. But yeah, as Dan the Man has said here, please hit that like button, people. If you are watching, I do appreciate that. But this excludes weight classes such as super lightweight, super welterweight, super middleweight, and the likes. Well, the thing is, from what we've heard, they might do like the UFC and actually just adjust the weight classes. So, for instance, like flyweight might not be 112, flyweight might be 118 or 119. Like featherweight might be 132, welterweight might be 150 or 153 or 155, like it is in the UFC. Middleweight, I mean, what's the next one? Yeah, middleweight might be 170. Light heavy might be 195. So yeah, they might just literally play about with the weights and have it as their own thing. Or you might just have those regular weights and say, well, while you're here, you compete in these weight classes. When you leave the league and then if you want to be a super middleweight instead of a light heavyweight, you can be, if you can make it, or whatever, or if you want to be a super bantamweight instead of a bantamweight or instead of a featherweight, they might do that. But they're just going to say, while you're in this league, we're going back to the original weight classes. And the one thing I will say about that, though, and I believe that if you've got less weight classes, it forces people to try and compete closer to where their natural weight is. And I know obviously it still might be an issue where you might get someone that's really is too small to be a light heavyweight, but he just can't make middleweight. And I get that, but at least you're then fighting closer to your walk around weight, so you should be a bit more hydrated and a bit more energetic, as opposed to being a guy that walks around at 195 pounds and draining your body to make 168 instead, because you can just about get down there. So there might be benefits in that sense. I'm definitely linking up with her on that. Okay, so now I've got to find a profile. I'll find her profile and I'll send it to you, because I just saw the picture and took the picture, but I've got to look for the profile for you. Star Fox, so Karma has a twin. I said, damn. Actually, let me see if I can. I've got the picture on my phone. I probably shouldn't even show this because I don't have permission, but if you guys can see, hopefully you can see this. Yes, literally, I saw the first thing I saw. I was like, "Raw!" I thought, is that Karma? But then I was like, "Oh no, it's a UK one." I thought I got to show her this. I got to show her this person. I don't know where. I can't remember where I saw the picture. Anyway, Tito and Ryan Garcia running through trainers like an IG go on a world tour. Shout out to man like Aja Selassie. Yeah, them man, they will never truly be settled. That's why they could probably never really be great. I mean, look, we've seen it with Chris Eubank Jr. He's not a great because he's not willing to learn and to be humble and hone down his craft. He's always looking for the quick fix. Tio Lopez is all over the gaff. What's wrong with him? The kid's talented too. Yeah. Will the shows be pay-per-view? No idea. We haven't got any information on it at this point, but I don't think they'd be pay-per-view because it's no names. There'll be a bunch of no-name people, so they're gonna want to show it as on as big a platform as possible. I think they're gonna take the ESPN dates. Be like WWF, WWE, Shotgun, and Superstars. The M Plus Livewire was good shows back in the day. They created enough household names and future champs. Yeah, that's where people got to hone their craft off the TV. Hope Pitch Leo versus Bart Bosa will end up like Denny versus Felix Cash. Okay, I hear that. What about calling the Ultimate Boxing Championship? Yeah, I don't think they'll do that. Man said OG Karma by unanimous decision. I hear that. I can't be disrespectful and say a knockout, but yeah, I hear that still. Man like Stay Blessed Be Raw in the building. Salute to you. Big up, big up. Alicia Baby is back. What you reckon on her first fight back will be? I think her first fight back will be the rematch with Delphine Persoon. The first one was a no contest, so I'm sure she want to run that one back. And based on the way that the fight was going, she was going towards a fairly easy victory. So you go on that the Katie Taylor Amanda Serrano 3 card, chief support. It makes sense. That'll be the perfect reintroduction back to the masses who haven't seen you in a little while. Speaking of Eubank Jr., he's doing a lot of promotion, which is good to sell the fight. But I wonder if he's doing too much to where he's not in the gym training hard for this fight. Well, to be honest, he's doing the same things that Connor's doing. So if he's not in the gym, neither is Connor. But I do think he's in the gym, and he probably stockpiles a lot of content. Like a lot of them do on their free time, they just go and stockpile a whole bunch of stuff and then just release it sporadically. I still want to see Africa versus Tio unless he jumps up to fight Boots. Yes, well, I think Africa needs to get a unification first, because I know that he's been talking about, and he's not the only one, that the IBF rehydration limit, the second day weigh-in. He said that's a killer. He goes, he's okay, like he's doing it better because now he's got a nutritionist and all that. But if he unifies, he ain't got to worry about that. So I think he'll be strong and stay at the weight. But I can see him moving up to 147 within maybe a year and a half if he can't get no unifications. Most fighters look for quick fixes. That's why they change trainers once they lose. Refusal to take accountability for their loss and blame the trainer. Very convenient to do. That's a very true statement for the majority of people. There are some that just really need to change, like they need a change of scenery, or they've learned all they can learn. They're just going through the motions. But to be honest, it's a lot like some people with jobs. If you look at some people in jobs, like they're never satisfied being in a good job. If after like a year and a half, they get bored. Okay, well, is there a promotion? Okay, there's no promotion. Okay, then I need a new surrounding. So then they go and get a very similar job at a different company just so that they can have something different, and then they do the same thing and the same thing. So it's about your mindset. Me personally, I've always been the type, I used to hate moving jobs. I don't actually mind being comfortable doing the same thing as long as I kind of know what I'm doing. and I'm good at what I'm doing, and I can do it to manipulate and maneuver my time the way I want to do it, cool. I'll do that, and then all my little side projects and things that I want to do in the in the background, I'll prioritize my time around that. Or sometimes I don't even want to have to think about what I'm doing at work, so then I can take more time out to do research on content or watch fights that I'm going to have to review and things like that. When I've got, if I'm in a job that's too active or it's constantly changing, I've got to keep engaged, I end up missing out and losing out on a lot of the other stuff that I do creatively. So, but that's me. I know some people ain't like that, but I'm quite happy in comfort. I know some people don't like comfort. I like comfort. I like comfort and I like peace. If I could have a job where no drama, like I know what I'm doing, you ain't got to talk to me, leave me alone, let me get on with it, come in, do my work, bounce, I'm happy. But I know not everyone's like that. Do you ever get mistaken for? Oh, okay. All right, Alexander. Okay, I'm honest about the Ben Eubank question. I'm a fight fan, but I hate wasting my time watching the BS fights. Okay, I hear that. Look, at the end of the day, don't get me wrong. If it's not for you, you don't have to care. Like, this fight is inherently a British thing, so it's not really for the American market like that. It's more about it's about the father's legacies. It's now obviously taken on a life of its own due to the previous fight not happening and the failed drugs tests and the cleared and is he guilty, is he not guilty, and all of that stuff. But it's not really. If anything, just watch it for a fight that is a grudge match. You don't need to know the backstory behind why it's a grudge match. All you know is these two guys don't like each other, and there's family rivalry, and it's a bit like you can't lose because your name is on the line. Kind of, if you look at it from that perspective, and then you just watch the all the shoulder content, then you should be good. Um, if for nothing else, watch the undercard because the undercard would be lively. Man said, of all people, why did he? I mean, I don't think that personally, but yeah, I shout out to Veritas. 100% agree with your work philosophy. Yeah, give me a job where I ain't got to break my back. I ain't got to use too much brain cells if I don't have to. I can just have a standard routine, and I can just be comfortable and just leave me alone and let me do what I'm doing. I'm happy. But it's when you keep changing things, or you want me to keep having to, or you expect, oh, well, you should have been further along, or we would have thought you would have gone into management, right? Why would I want to go into management to look 10 years older than I am for virtually the same amount of pay? That was one of my dad's philosophies. Shout out, large up my dad each and every time. He used to say he used to make the same amount of money or more than some of the managers at his job just by doing a little bit of overtime if he needed to. He could stay in the background, don't get no hassle, don't have no one bother him, and he didn't look old before his time because of it. That was a mantra, and when he said that, that kind of stuck and resonated with me. I always kind of look for that. Now, unfortunately, because I was in recruitment a lot of the time, if you're in recruitment for a period of time and you're not at the senior level or the principal level or team manager, they be looking at you like, you're not progressing. Why are you not progressing? Clearly you're not good at your job. That's how a lot of them kind of look at it. So because of that, it's like you almost have to kind of put yourself in that frame. And then obviously when you want to be making more money, you can only make more money by doing those higher jobs, but putting yourself more on the radar, which means more scrutiny and more targets and more drama. So yeah. And Stafford, you look like you're crazy before all the drama. That's a flex. Casual question. Have you seen Invincible season 3? Yes, I have. I've watched it all. Shout out man like Conquest, innit? Like, that's all I'm gonna say. Like, that is a bad man. Cooperate. or corporate security base. It's proper easy. I done the grafting now. I relax. Big up pops. Oh, 100. I might have. I'm thinking about doing the SIA. I could get it through my workplace if I want. Because I kind of used to do like security before outs, but I was just never accredited to do it. So I might do it. I might get my SIA. I might get my door. I might get my CCTV. I might get my close protection. I'll think about it. Recruitment, retail is full of people who love drama. Yep. Which is why I never really fit in, even though I used to make very good money from both. Christopher Man said light work. Alright, I'm gonna think about it. I'll think about it. And Starfox says retail is good if you're a gallus. Then I definitely don't want to go back in anywhere to do with retail or sales. That beach scene though. Yeah, do you know that scene? Basically that scene was like a callback to the very first season, the train scene. If you check it, that's basically what they were referencing in that scene. That's yeah, there's porters and cleaners taking home more a year than directors at my workplace annually, as they put in enough overtime hours. Security also enough hours, enough normal security officers and supervisors. Yeah, make more than the managers. Yep. And all that, and you get to pick and choose when you want to do the overtime. You're not forced to do it. So I will always look for those kind of jobs first. But realistically, the only problem is if I got one of those kind of jobs, then I get less time to do this. Hence, you get more lives and less actual like sit down content. That's one of the reasons why, if you'll notice, the amount of actual pre-recorded content apart from basis picks and weekend rap like dropped. Before I used to do like 2 or 3 like hardcore casual episodes a week. It was like 2 or 3, and then it went down to like 1 if you was lucky every 2 weeks. But it was only because I managed to get the live streams in that we were able to sort of see each other a lot more frequently. But other than that, it was just hard because I didn't have the time. I had to fit work and then gym, rest, trying to have a life outside of YouTube as well. It was difficult, plus going to the shows as well. A faithful live action adaptation of Invincible is the only way to save superhero movies that would light the cinemas up. Well, that we basically got that. It's The Boys. The Boys is a live action version of Invincible. But in terms of cinema, look, it would be good, but it wouldn't make the kind of money it needs to, because children couldn't go and watch it. It's not something you can take the family to. It's going to be a very niche market. The most it will you might just about get the crossover for like Deadpool. That might sort of be the sweet spot of where you get that that grisly, gory action with a bit more of the family friendly type stuff. But realistically, it won't make big money. It will just be a cult classic. I work in film studios. I met Mahershala Ali today at work. Nice fella, talked. Shout out to you, Christopher. Okay, you should have asked him if they sorted out the script for Blade yet. Because that film was supposed to get recorded and filmed like 3 years ago, and we're still waiting. I know he must be getting tired about that. Yasmin, shout out to you. Thank you very much for being in the building. I hope you enjoyed watching the playback of the previous casual stream on Tuesday. Have you just coming back in from football again today, or are we just only now commenting and you've been there from the start? CCTV operator recording basis pics on the work cameras would be unique. I would definitely in them kind of situations, I just take my stand in. I used to have to do it at work. When we had there was a floor that was quiet, there was like no one on the floor. I used to go and take my tripod and my camera, my microphone, and I literally used to record my 15-20 minute segment either in my lunch break or just before I've started seeing participants and candidates coming in, and I'd edit it in between my meetings and then put it out. And that was what I had to do. But now all the floors are taken up, and there's no free space to do that anymore. So again, I've got to kind of do things after work or like late night, um, or I've got to try and stockpile things on the weekend, and then so it's difficult, man. Who the hell is Fondora fighting? Shout out to Sport Clay. He's fighting a guy called Chordell Booker, who got knocked out by Ammo Williams, I think in 2022, 2023. Just jumped in. I've been busy tonight. Okay, well, I appreciate you being here as always, and I hope you're well. You and the fella and anyone else within the household. Philip says Invincible doesn't doesn't need a live action movie. It's better as a TV show in animation. Plus, Invincible has a lot of issues from the comics. How are they gonna fit that all into a single movie? Well, they gotta streamline it. They just gotta find one storyline, and then they just gotta go with that storyline. And you just have, multiple. Not worth staying up for. Yeah, I mean, I definitely ain't staying up for it. I will watch it on the replay. I don't even know if is it on Prime? I think this one's on Prime. So yeah, I mean, I'll watch it, but I won't be, staying up to watch it. Were they getting Wesley to play Blade again or now? And yeah, I remember Free Flow Blade. Yeah, no, Wesley he only came back to do the Deadpool thing, but they was never trying to get him to come back to play Blade. I think they wanted to have him in the film, maybe to be like a new Whistler type character, or to have a cameo in it, but he was never gonna be Blade. That was always gonna be Mahershala Ali, from what I remember. But who knows? Actually, while I'm here, let me check to see who else is on, because I think Erickson Lubin is also on that Fondora card. I mean, not that that's necessarily means anything to anyone, but let me see who else is on that card to see if there's any fights worth looking at. Sebastian Fondora. Okay, so it's taking place in Vegas at the Michelob Ultra Arena. I never even heard of that one. Okay, so Elijah Garcia's fighting Terrell Gausha. That's not actually a bad fight. Jesus Alejandro Ramos Jr. against Guido Schramm. Oh, okay, he's facing the German brother. Wait, no, Schramm. He's not. Sorry, he's not the German one. I think that's the Argentinian one. Oh yeah. No, he's Argentinian. That one. Okay. Joseph Brown, Alexis Desjardins Landin, Sharon Carter, Maurice Leaf. Okay, so Erickson Lubin isn't on this card. Okay, so it's just mainly the top two fights then. Sebastian Fondora, Chordell Booker, and Elijah Garcia and Terrell Gausha. Those are probably the only fights worth watching, I suppose. Maybe Jesus Ramos. No, I think that's a bit of a layup because Schramm lost his last two fights. So, yeah, nothing special on that one at all. But yeah, it's going to be on Prime Video. So, it would have been good to make him Whistler. Yeah, I think that was the aim initially. But I don't even know what's happening with that film. I do hope they eventually make it, even if they have to just separate it from the actual MCU itself and say, okay, it's nothing to do with that. But they've already introduced Blade into the MCU by the Eternals film, because you hear his voice at the end of it when he's when what's his name, the guy's about to pick up the sword to become Black Knight, and you hear Mahershala Ali's voice saying, "You sure you want to do that?" So he's there, but he's just not, there at the moment. Shout out to man like Tony Pugilist boy in the building. Salute to you, Tony. Hope you're doing well. Hope you're doing well. Um,
Nutty on the buttons.
that's it. Phillips always got the names on lock. Dane Whitman. Are you sure you want to do that, Mr. Whitman? Yeah, he's playing. Supposed to be playing Black Knight. So we'll see. Hopefully they can get that all sorted out and squared off. Um, all right. So before we get ready to get up out of here, we got a little bit of time. Right. So actually, I was gonna say fights on the weekend, but the only fights I think that are of any real interest: Tiara Brown and Sky Nicholson, Shanika Johnson, Nina Hughes, the rematch. Um, I think it's really just those two. So if for anyone who's seen those women fight, who do you think's winning? Do you think they're gonna win easy? Do you think it's gonna be a struggle? Do you think it's gonna be difficult? Like, I guess put it in the chat. Because the whole Jake Wiley thing, I've never seen Jake Wiley fight, so I can't make a comment between him and Cambosis, except for the fact that Cambosis is supposed to be having a layup here for Richardson Hitchens fight down the line. So I'm trying to think. There is nothing. I mean, I will do a basis picks because I have to, and I took 2 weeks off, so I can't not do this one. But I think there's literally only 5 fights worth talking about. So, but yeah, this Chordell Booker one, that's a. Don't get me wrong. I'm not saying he doesn't necessarily deserve an opportunity because he has had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 wins since that knockout defeat. Um, but yeah, it's not filling me with any kind of confidence whatsoever. Have you seen the Cuban fight card in April? Because apparently it's the first pro card in 50 years. I haven't. I haven't heard anything about that, but I will definitely take a look. I have respect to the Cubans. Um, they never come back to that post-credit scene from Eternals. Look at the other post-credits Marvel forgot to bring up. Yeah, but I mean, Eternals is in there. It's in the it's in the ether. It's in Captain America. With the celestial coming up out of the ground and how they've now found adamantium. So it is canon. It just took them a while to mention it. But to be fair, that Captain America film was supposed to come out 2 years ago initially. So maybe it wasn't that long after that. That they was supposed to be talking about the adamantium and stuff. But it just things got pushed back and moved around. Okay, Yasmin, Sky points and Nina points. Okay, so you think Nina's going to get her belts back? It's interesting. I remember watching the first fight, and I didn't watch it properly, but I remember watching and thinking it looked as if Nina was doing enough to win. So when I saw got the scorecards the first time, I was like, okay, yeah, that kind of makes sense. Then all of a sudden, when it got reversed, I can't lie, I was out there like, whoa, this sounds like corruption to me because I didn't see Shanika like win that fight like clear in my mind. But I've never watched it back since, so I might actually have to go and watch that fight back just to see how it really played out. Because my perception at the time, with me not fully paying attention to it, I can admit I probably wasn't, scoring it the way I should have been. But that whole thing, especially with it being in Australia and the way that they did the reversal, it did look dodgy. It did look like they initially and they intentionally were just trying to screw her out of the title. That's how it did come across. I won't lie. I got Neeks winning again. Nina Hughes sounded entitled and delusional in the press conference. I hear that, but you gotta admit, I would sound entitled and delusional if I got the belt taken off of me in that circumstance as well. I would be feeling like I got robbed. Hence why they essentially they ordered the immediate rematch to clean it up. Um, but it was telling Nina was very much like, oh, I'll win if it's fair. So she's putting the caveat in there because she probably knows that she's gonna lose again. But she's like saying, "Oh, I would have won if it was on an even playing field." But they robbed me once; they'll rob me again. Um, and I can never write Sky off. Every fight is her hardest fight, and she looks flawless each time, and just smiling and grinning at. Oh yeah, if I can't lie, if I was one of her opponents and she's just there smiling at me in the I'm doing something. I'm probably trying to charge in and sweep her legs or something. Like she's got to catch her. Well, obviously not a her. Say, imagine it's a guy because I wouldn't do that to her. But yeah, you got to do something to just. You got to leave a bit on them, like they say in football. Because you're not going to be smiling up in my face, making me look stupid, lose every single second of every round. It's not happening. Obviously, the Raven Chapman one was a slightly special situation. I won't say why. I'm sure some people will know, but that was that was a special circumstance. But after obviously her loss to Karis Artenstall the other day, I don't know what her next route back is. So I'll have to reach out and see how she's getting on. But yeah, I will give it to Sky though. Like there's a few people that can probably cause her the problems that she needs, but it's about finding those people, or it's about getting those people into the position. Because everyone forgets that Tania Alvarez fight, even though Sky won it, that was her hardest fight to date. And that's because Tania literally was on her chest the entire fight, didn't let her breathe, didn't let her cut those angles, and she got the angles off in the first couple rounds. She was dead tired after that because the pace she couldn't handle the pace. So if you had someone like who had better fundamentals than Tania, but was more willing to just get on the inside and rough her up, like that's how you beat Sky. You don't try and box with her. You don't try and set up the perfect punch. You've got to just throw punches in bunches. You've got to know how to cut off her exit to the right hand side when she's trying to spin out. And you've got to stay on her chest. And you've got to just accept that you might take a shot to get on the inside, but you've got to get on the inside and stay there. And that's not a guarantee that you'll win, but that's the only way you can. I'm still confused with how they found out the name Celestial when this must have been the first time discovering it. No, the actual name, the Celestial beings, they were already put into existence. Like the names of that was already heard. Plus, remember the what's it called? The Guardians. They had the Celestial Head, where nowhere that was a part of it. The Arisham, the Celestial Arisham, came in and showed the big vision in Eternals. People saw that, so it would have been, it just would have been called a celestial being. People would have, and people they had the hieroglyphics and all sorts of previous like pictures or whatnot of them. So yeah, they would have already had that name in the mind of the celestial beings on Earth. Julian Oscar de la Cruz is on the Cuban card. It's just full of Olympians. April the 12th. I'll check it out. Imagine if Kambosos loses this fight. I mean, look, anything's possible, especially now considering it's a Matchroom card. If anyone's gonna catch a defeat, it will be a headliner on a Matchroom card. So you never know. Would be funny though. Yeah, if he was to lose, it would be that. Well, it wouldn't be funny for him, but it'd be funny for us. Bloody hell. The size difference between Chodel Booker and Sebastian Fundora, like, is actually crazy. To be honest, like, I don't know if you guys can see this. Um, Obviously, the background's causing problems, so apologies for that. But there should be no way that Chodel Booker can even land a glove. You shouldn't be able to get anywhere near Fundora with that kind of size difference. The backing track sounds more basic. That should be a good thing, Tom. um, I need Africa versus George just for the press conference. I can't lie, George will win that. But the only way that Africa can actually get in his bag, he's got to say the N word, but he's going to try his hardest not to say the N word because he's in front of a bunch of white people. But he needs, like, them guys, they can't talk in sentences where they can't just let the N word flow. You always hear it. Like, they be tripping over their words, trying to think of something else to say. But then when they're on the streets and they're just talking normally, like, they sound cool. They get in those press conferences, sound like they got CTE just starting to set in because they're trying to think of words not to say, and that's one of them. Whereas Cambosos ain't got that problem, so he'll just, he's just quick. But yeah, that would be an interesting press conference, most definitely. Yeah, crazy height difference, Yasmin. It sounds good. Okay, that's good, Tom. We'll keep this one on for a little bit. I need the Juicy Miller and Dillian press conference before they retire. Yeah, I mean, that would be interesting. That would be a that would be a very, very fun press conference, and I would skip work to attend that press conference. Why can't Fundora just pack on some weight and fight someone his own size? Because he knows that he doesn't have the skills required to fight someone his own size. If he went up to, he realistically should be fighting at like light heavyweight or cruiser. Even though he's not a big guy in terms of his thing is his frame's not that big, so he would actually be packing on more unnatural size. But on his actual walk around, he probably walks around at about 175, 180 for his frame. But yeah, he would probably. I mean, I think he'd be a lot better if he went up to say 168. I reckon at 168 he could do the right balance, and he would still be like the biggest guy in the division and have some of those same benefits. But just because he won't have the same like body, um, he might not be able to absorb the shots as well. But there's only so long he can suck down to 154. So sooner or later, that will take its toll. Okay, so we're coming up to near 11 o'clock. We're definitely not going to go past 11. I think that we're gonna. This has been an entertaining one. I might actually do another live stream on Saturday. I'm going to record the pics after this. I'm going to put that out tomorrow. I've got this after work thing which I've got to go, and I was actually looking forward to it, and then I saw there's a dress code, and I'm like, I don't want to have to go into work dressed in a way I don't want to be dressed on a Friday. So I'm not sure if I'm even going to bother make that now, but I want to because the person who's leaving is actually a really cool person. I want to see them off the right way. But yeah, I don't know. When they tell me about dress code, I start getting a little bit excuse-ish. Got to find a way to get out of that. Do you think Dubois struggles against southpaws? He has fought two in his pro career and went life and death against Loreno. Um, I think a lot of boxers struggle with southpaws. I think, but the one of the issues why I think Dubois might struggle with southpaws more than anyone else is because he needs his jab to do everything else. Like he needs to be able to land that jab. He needs to be able to feel like your face on the end of the fist, know where you are, know that he can push you back to then set the right hand up. But because of southpaw, obviously they're always patting down each other's gloves. It's a lot harder to kind of get the read and the timing. And he's not naturally used to putting his and planting his foot on the outside of someone else's foot to set up the lead because he doesn't have to do it from orthodox. He's very much a creature of habit. So I would say that he probably struggles against them, definitely. But I don't feel like he struggles with them any more than others. But he just doesn't fight a lot of them. That's ultimately the situation. Yes, as Chris says, big up to the whole chat. Big up to yourself. Dubois still on the milk carton missing. Apparently, the only people that have seen him was at the British Boxing Awards, the BBBOC Awards that took place about 2 weeks ago. Apparently, he went there, picked up his award. I don't even think he said a speech, and then he bounced before his award was issued to him, or something like that. I think AJ is decent against southpaws. Yeah, he's not too bad against them. I mean, obviously, if we're comparing it to Usyk, I mean, Usyk's just an anomaly to deal with anyway. So I don't think people should be they should be looking at Usyk as the measuring stick as to how good you are against the southpaw. Do you think it's a possibility that Crawford could end up Bivol at 168 if he defeats Canelo decisively? Bivol said he's already. Oh, you mean like he could end up facing Bivol at 168? Nah. If Crawford, because Crawford's only fighting Canelo because Canelo has similar dimensions to him. When you start getting to like the Bivols and the Osleis Iglesiases and the Christian Mbilis and Diego Pacheco's, even though he's probably better skilled than these guys, there's just the actual. It's not even just the overall size, because yeah, he's got that, but then there's the height and there's the length and the reach, and because he's getting older, his even though he's still fast, he's still quick, he's still got his reflexes, he's not quite the same explosive guy that he was. So which means that he's got more chance of getting caught with shots, and then because it's heavier shots, he's having to take more damage. He's not going to do all of that. I reckon if he fights Canelo and beats Canelo, I reckon there's a rematch, because that'll probably be in the clause. If he wins the rematch, he may then either retire or go down to like 160 for like a Lara or something like that, or back down to 154 and sweep up another belt. But more than likely, he'd probably do a Canelo, he'd do a rematch, and then he'd retire and say, I'm good, I'm out of the game, I completed it, I'm the best in the world. Oh, just like Ahijah's just said here, I think Bud is retiring after Canelo. Yeah, if he wins, he'll do a rematch, but then that's it. Tony says, no way Crawford fights Bivol, 100%. Before we end, I just want to say shout out to OME Boxing, because he posts good content, especially 2 videos I recommend watching, which are on the Benz and Eubank family affair. Okay, so OME Boxing, for the people in the chat, Philip said he recommends the content, so give him a watch. If you don't like it and you come back on the next chat, you can cuss Philip for recommending and wasting your time. I still want to see Bivol beat the brakes off Canelo again. Heard so many excuses from Canelo and him hating on Bivol after the Better BF2 fight. Yeah, I mean, yeah, I think Bivol's got. Canelo's got certain fans that I don't think they'd be able to. They might have to go on suicide watch if he was to lose that. Still, oh man, that hot prize turns up just at the end. Shout out to you. Shout out to you. So look, we got, as you guys know, a couple minutes now. Uh, we got 2 minutes to go. Philip's like, hey, I'm just saying, look, we're giving the guy OME boxing. We're taking your recommendation, but if the people don't like the videos, you will get cost because you recommended them. Just that's what we're saying. If you want to promote other people's channels on the platform, that's the risk that comes along with it. But yeah, last couple minutes, people, and then everyone can have a good night. Everyone can get some rest because when you coming for a spar. Good question. All right, as you know, I've got a bummy shoulder at the minute, Tony. So I will either have to wait to get the shoulder sorted out, or I'll just take the risk. When I come back from holiday, I come back from Whitaker and Cameron too. I get back on the Monday. I will come to the gym that weekend, provided my shoulder is in any sort of condition, and we will get it in. I will bring gloves. I will bring gum shield. I will bring cup if I have to, and protector. But yeah, we get in towards the end of April. What do you think of a matchup between Beterbiev versus Benavidez? Beterbiev KOs him, and it's quite a vicious KO as well. Benavidez has looked anything but a monster since moving up to 175 pounds, and now he's fighting people that are, natural size to him. You see the difference. That's all I'm saying. Why is Nick Ball trying to queue out here? Skip. He's trying to skip the queue out here for the Inoue fight because they think that he's the biggest star in 126. But until he's got, like I said, man, until he does and he unifies and does something special, there's no reason why he should get that fight over anyone else at 126. But Inoue still got work at 122, so he's not in a rush. Alright, I'll see how it goes. I was unaware of the shoulder. I'll send you a picture after the stream. Then you'll kind of like, it's not terrible, but for me to use it to throw punches, I would be in pain. But I'll show you a picture. I'm staying up to see Neeks on the scales for the weigh-in. Well, the good thing is that's gonna be on in the morning over here because it's night. It's a Saturday night in Australia, so you should be all right. Is the spar being filmed? Yes, we'll film the spar, and I will put it up. I'll put the footage up on here for you guys, or maybe we'll do a members only video for the people who want to. No mention the unification. The Karma says I'm faking the injury. Okay, I guess I got to show you the picture as well, Karma. You'll see. Don't worry. Just jump on your phone in about 10 minutes. I'm down too for the spars. I've been, you see, because another one, I've been calling out Danny from Fight Fan TV to spar for like 2 years, and he kept saying, "Oh, just let me get a little bit of fitness back, and then we can have a little move around." And then he keeps running off, and now he wants to wait, and he wants to talk about, he's down for the spars after he hears about I've got a bummy shoulder. Nasty work, Danny. Nasty work, but it's fine. You can get in there too. Like, I'll fight with one arm. It's not a problem. I'll just use this one to block. Share some of your spar footage. Alright, cool. So it looks like the people want that. So if that's the case, maybe 1 month only memberships, and we'll do a members only video with the full sparring footage. It's going to be a disaster for PBC once Benavidez gets exposed. Tony said he eats body shots for fun. I remember when you said that. I remember when you said that. We're gonna have to bring Travis as well. It's gonna have to just be all of us all one day, like just a round robin in the me, Travis, Tony, Danny, all of us in there, 2 rounds each. Everyone jumps in after each round, and then everyone manages, and you go up to like 2 or 3 rounds. All you do is survival of the fittest, and last person out the ring like wins. Or I don't know how we're gonna do it, but yeah. Do you think we will see Loma again? I think we'll see him one more time. We need to put it on Patreon. Okay, that might be an interesting idea. We might do that. He says I do. Oh, now the chat's filling up after we're talking about sparring. I'm built like a slab. Hey, you built like a slab or something, Tony. I think we will see Wardley versus Hunter. I wouldn't be surprised if that is the fight. Red October with loaded gloves. I'm gonna get through these quickly. Who's this guy in America cussing out Turkey? I've never heard of him on Pro Box. I don't know. I haven't watched Pro Box in a little while. Now put it on YouTube for free, please. No. If we're gonna be putting out that bonus content, that's not free business. You gotta pay for that. A little light $1.99 on the on like a Patreon or something for the month. I might need to see the spar in person. All right. Well, Yasmin, I'm sure you must have my contact details by now. Like, or DM me on Twitter or something, and I'll send you the location when we sort it out and we make it happen. But look, ladies and gentlemen, that's the end of that. Thank you very much for watching. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share all that good stuff. And I will catch you on the next one. Until then, Hardcore Casual out.
Maybe I'ma make it, maybe I'm not. In time we'll see. But who better than me? I don't care if you agree. I ain't saying that I'm better than any.